Hello, everybody. Welcome to the new year and the newest episode of the Mudpit podcast.
Happy New Year.
I am your host, Frank. This is
Josh.
Angelo.
And joining us again this week is the illustrious Dominic himself.
Yes.
Blessed to be here.
Man.
So,
Dude. Bro. I don't know why, but like I went into like a deep fucking dive of like just animal videos lately. Like it all started because I was like, it was like how to stop a black rhino from charging, and I was like, oh, I should probably like know this information, right? Because you never know. Right? So anyway, so it was like this fucking hillbilly, and he was like in an old Jeep, and like the rhino started charging, and just turned on his motor, and I was like, okay, cool, now I know what to do.
That seems pretty simple.
Yeah, I know, but
rhinos are actually terrifying.
Yeah, they're the worst animal ever,
Oh, yeah.
except for hippos. Hippos are terrible. But then anyway, I saw the recommended video after that was like why praying mantises are like the apex predator. I'm like, yo, are they really though? And it was, because it was just killing fucking everything. Because it was like just chilling on top.
They
of
kill
like,
small birds.
Yeah, it was on like a humming. It was like yeah, it was on a hummingbird feeding thing, and it was just vibing. And then like a hummingbird came close and like grabbed it with like its fucking like arm claw thing, and then just started eating it alive. And I was like, whoa, dude, that's hardcore. And it was like eating mice and like other crazy shit, like snakes.
I can't watch Kung Fu Panda the same.
No, I mean that's why he's the fucking hardest, because he's like, I'll eat you, bitch, and like as the fucking like tiger. And then
well, isn't it the female praying mantis that eats the male after?
Isn't it the same with
reproduction?
black widows too?
yeah, it's like most insects.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Why are they freaks?
Because they're a bunch of incels. That's why they call it an insect.
There's just too much of us. It's fine.
I think we should start eating our fucking women after we fuck them.
It would be the other way around. Some people actually already do that.
That's pretty hot, honestly. I think I would get eaten by a woman if she's hot enough. You know? If I'm like, alright, here's my sperm. Go ahead. Just get eaten.
No.
Dude, you never know, like, until you're in that situation. She's like, yo, it's cold outside. I'm a little hungry. I'm like, shit, take my fucking femur. You know? No, but anyway, so as I went down deeper into the fucking hole, I was up until like 6 a.m. watching like different animals just do wild shit. And I was like, well, because I saw like what hyenas do. Like I saw 2 elephants fight to the death, and then it showed the aftermath of the death, and like the elephants came and they mourned the animal like by stepping on it and shit. It was weird. And then like a bunch of hyenas came, ate the guts out, and then vultures were standing by it and like ate the rest of it. And I was like, this is weird. And then I got to this one part that really started freaking me out. It was a bunch of chimps, right? And it was like, I think the video was on like BBC or like the UK Discovery Channel or something, and it was like about this group of chimps called the Ngogo tribe, and it was like a group of like 180 of them, and they would like hunt like other monkeys, like small ones. Like I don't know what breed of monkey it was, but it was like little guys. So they would just like, one would run up the tree and like another one would like attack, so it's like this, you know? And then they'd grab the monkey off the top of the tree and like throw it on the floor and just keep beating it like until it died. And then after it died, they would just grab the fucking arms, like snap it and like bite it off and like give it out to the other chimps that helped them hunt. And I was like, huh. Like chimps really like, and then I was like, that's so weird, because like we kind of do that too. Like the evolution of like if you believe in evolution, you can see like why they came. And like we're basically just chimps with no hair and less cool, because we can't climb trees and fucking throw shit on the floor.
I mean, we
We
can't.
can make
We do
VR.
both of those things.
Yeah, I know, but like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna go grab a monkey, like you fuck, like with your bare hands and just beat the shit out of it? No.
Why the fuck
We
not?
already had this episode.
Yeah. Anyway, so like and then the thing that made me like put the most like parallels to human was like there was another tribe with like 80 of them, and like they wanted to like expand their territory, so they just went and just murdered all of them, and I was like, yo. That's what we do.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Mm-hmm.
What can I say?
I mean, like, and it's weird because like monkeys don't even know like what humans do really. Like, if we taught monkeys how to like bench and shit, dude.
Yeah, like the
If you
whole
taught 'em how to bench.
like evolution thing aside, I think it's very interesting to think that we have had a profound impact on nature.
Mm-hmm.
Very profound.
Especially with monkeys, because they're very similar to us. So, like I said, monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
What behaviors are we teaching monkeys that they've just adopted now? Like, how much of that influences directly us?
They have to be close to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like near people.
Well,
And
Well,
then
like,
they might
even-
adopt
even-
it, and then
even
if they have
before-
offspring.
But you remember
Like-
people like Jane Goodall would go out and spend, years with just apes out in the forest?
apes and
Like, there are definitely mannerisms that are picked up when you're in, like, close proximity
Yeah.
of one another like that.
I think animals are much more complex than a lot of his things because we don't ever see them. You know,
Mhm.
like we don't really see apes and shit in the wild, but they're like they mourn each other and shit. Like they have like their own like drama and like they fight and shit. And like I remember I saw this video with this fucking British dude who like raised a chimp or it was a gorilla, and then he like let him back into the wild, and then like 5 years later or some shit he came back, and then the gorilla saw him and like he followed the boat all the way back to the campsite and just sat there all night. And like like. That's why I don't like big game hunters, you know? Like, oh, what are you gonna kill that fucking, like... That, like... Animals are so fucking amazing. Like, I know it sounds stupid as fuck to say because I'm a grown man, but, like, it's fascinating how, like...
No, monkeys are...
How complex these creatures are, dude.
Monkeys
Yeah.
are one of my favorite animals.
Yeah.
Like, I love the spider monkeys.
Mhm.
They're phenomenal.
And
Just
alligators-
just flipping around in the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, they'll eat those. They'll just be like... Like the chimps, you know? But that's life. You know, we eat the fucking... We eat other people
Yeah.
sometimes if you're freaky.
If you're freaky.
Like the Oregon Trail, like there was a bunch of people that froze and just ate them. Like,
I think
honor
humans
party?
more so do it out of like
Goodness.
strictly survival. Like
Yeah.
if you're in a situation where it's like
Would you eat a person to survive?
hell
Yeah.
no.
I know your answer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness, I can see the gears turning in there.
well, it's like it depends on the
It's just
situation, bro. Like
if you're sitting here and it's like it depends on the situation, you'll fucking do it.
Well,
Because when it comes down to it, and you're like sitting there, there's no choice. Like you have no other options. Or
Like,
you're
you're gonna
gonna
starve to death if you
starve. You're gonna.
okay,
have
wait.
to.
Well, let's be clear. Are you killing somebody or is somebody already dead?
Yeah,
you're eating.
yeah. That
They're,
needs
they're
to be-
already...
Because that's a pretty big difference.
Yes, 100%.
They're
They're
already
already dead.
Okay, then yeah.
I don't think I would, bro. I don't think I could ever live with myself because at like a certain point, it's like how dire is the situation? Are you
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like then, like, is one gonna die or is everybody gonna die?
I would die. I don't give a fuck. I mean,
I
like,
just don't want to eat a person.
yeah, because
Nobody wants to eat a person.
This is
dude.
like
It's about
survival,
aside-
though, like-
but like, it's about surviving.
But like, how is there no other food around?
Okay, say like you're on an ice mountain, right?
What if you're on like a boat?
I
Like, I'm
don't.
pretty sure this is actually where it happens the most.
I don't. At that
I've heard
point,
stories of people out at sea who get lost and like
Or like
it's
stuck
like
in a
they're
cave.
shipwrecked and then they're
Well, like-
on a life raft and the person they're with dies.
do you know how to get back home? If so, then
If you're like shipwrecked in the middle of the ocean.
yeah, I'm like,
We're saying that there's like
Yeah.
no other option.
I'm like, why am I just prolonging my own doom by doing some shit I'm not like ethically comfortable with? You know what I mean? Because like if we're lost at sea and like we're nowhere near shore, we have no way to get back. I'm like,
Yeah,
why even bother? Like I'll just die right now. Be shark food. You know?
I see where you're coming from.
I don't know. I don't want to fucking eat no person. Because then it's worse.
Well,
'Cause I'm-
that's actually very true. Would you want to take the chance that you're not even going to live anyway?
yeah.
And then
But
you
like,
need a person.
But then again,
I'm
you
just
might.
saying, just like instinctual. We're gonna try to just live as long
Yeah.
as we can.
Yeah,
So like, yeah.
yeah, dude.
I think when it comes down to it, and you're feeling the pain of starvation and how long it's taking, I think you'll break.
well, it's just I don't know. I
Either
think
that-
Like,
you're
like
gonna die,
if
bro,
you don't
it's,
if
you
you
know.
don't want to, you can always go kill yourself.
I would just swim into the bottom of the ocean
But
and see
like-
how far I can get before I die. Have one final hoorah and like look at the coral reefs and shit.
No, because I think in that situation you're not thinking logically.
I don't know. Well, yeah. I mean, at that point.
But then again, it's hard, bro, because like you could go several ways depending on like morality. You know what I mean? Like how far you're willing to go, and like are there certain situations that would break that? Or are you sticking to your guns? You know what I mean?
I would just use the dead person.
Well, it's
to
all
lure shark.
speculation right now.
Yeah.
We can't say until
Right.
Yeah, it's like you don't really know how you'd handle yourself in a stressful situation until you're in that mode. Like
Yeah.
you're in that position because
Yeah.
you can say all day like, "Oh, I'd never eat a person like I am," and then like 6:00, I'm hungry,
But the monkeys are doing it.
and that's not really cannibalism though. That's like if we ate a chimp. Still kind of weird.
It's still kind of weird.
That's pretty
Like-
weird too.
But,
Yeah.
like,
But then again, like you're
fried
saying a lot of
monkey.
insects and stuff, they eat their own kind.
yeah, but they're
You know
like
what I mean?
retarded. Like they have like one purpose, and it's to
It's
fucking eat.
they're like they don't want to have conscience. They don't
Yeah.
wanna, like they're just like
They don't have time to
reproduce
think
and
about
eat.
things. It's like you do something, once you do it, like it's in the past, you probably never even think about it again unless you're having a crazy dream.
Yeah, but that's the same thing with like crocodiles and alligators and shit. Like they don't have any conscience. They'll just be like, "Fuck it, they eat each other." I think. And hippos, like they're smart, but they'll just kill anybody.
You know, the crazy one is like dolphins.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
dolphins.
they're like really smart.
yeah, and they like rape each other and shit. You
They
know?
do.
I didn't know
They,
that.
they're one of the only other animals that fuck for pleasure.
I knew that, but
Yeah,
the
but,
rapey
like-
part, I
Yeah,
didn't
Yeah,
know.
they will.
They rape things and they kill sharks like just for fun. They just like that's why sharks are scared of them because like sharks are stupid. Like they just swim around like and like they eat shit and like that's all they do. But dolphins are like, yo, I'm gonna fuck them up. Look at them and you just come up and just kill them. Sorry,
Well, it's crazy too. Like they have another sense that we don't even have. You know what I mean?
like echolocation.
Exactly. Same with bats, right?
Yeah.
Echolocation would be pretty sick.
Wouldn't
I
it
think
be?
we can develop it.
No,
Bro.
just like some humans say they developed it, like blind people. They say they'll be walking and you'll hear them like chirping and they're
Try to
that's-
figure out the
that's-
distance of things.
yeah, that's what they're
Wow.
Yeah, like humans are very like we adapt to anything. That's why I'm
Yeah.
like with the whole climate change argument. I'm like, okay, I understand that. Like it is scary because like the way of life that we live now is so comfortable. Like,
But the thing is, bro, when you adapt, you need millions of years. Like, if your ozone is like being defeated, like rapidly, you're fucked.
I don't know though, cause like the ice age was only 10,000 years ago, and like we got down to 7,000 people like on the planet, and like we still came back from that. Now there's 7 billion of us, and 5 of them billion are.
I'm saying-
But like
If there's
with that example, nothing's surviving. Like if the ozone's gone, it's nothing surviving.
Well, because that's like the
'Cause
sun
it's
rays, like
uninhabitable.
that's protecting
It's
us. Like we're not made to take that much heat.
and what he's saying is like we're at a point where
Gamma death rays
And if
from
it gets-
space.
Well, if it gets hot enough, bro, your oceans melt, and we're all made of like the Earth is made of like what 70-80% water, as well as we are. So if water's
could you-
gone, we're gone, dude.
Yeah,
Could
but
you
we
live if you were 80% disintegrated? No.
But we can also just like adapt, or we can just leave.
I just think we should be smarter, dude.
I'm just build different.
Well, that's the argument of like, do we put our energy to like figure out how to leave this planet and live somewhere else, or do we put our energy on like how to actually live sustainably on this planet?
Both.
I think yeah. I think we
Yeah.
should. I honestly want to get out of this planet.
I cannot believe.
I think they.
I cannot believe that we are not
what have
looking
you
towards
seen
like
of
space
this planet
expansion.
for
I
you
think
to
we're
say
trying.
that you're done with this
okay,
planet?
A priority. Right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Other than humans,
I haven't seen anything on this planet.
exactly.
But like,
shut up.
But
dude.
I already know everything that happens here, bro. Like I just like humans will always
You know
have
what
like.
percentage of the ocean is unexplored?
I don't want to know.
It's
I don't wanna
Amazon,
know.
pretty
dude.
ridiculous.
Insane amount.
Yeah, but like, I just feel like humans always have like this like we always want to go explore new shit, you know.
For sure.
And like thanks to like the internet and all that shit, like we already kind of know what happens around.
Well,
the
yeah,
world.
because you want to be the
That's
first.
true,
to
bro.
do
But the thing you also have to consider too is like the only reason we're humans is because we're on Earth. If we went to another planet that had a different gravity or whatever, over time we would change as actual. Like we might not even have
Yeah,
a bone structure.
physiology
Like we would become something different than human beings.
just humongous people. Just more oxygen. We'd just get bigger.
So we'd have
and
to be
bigger.
ready for that to
It's like
become
ju-
like something else.
Like, what if we
too.
just became giants and we came back to Earth and we're like 7
Titans.
foot 8, and they're like, oh my god, dude, and then we just take over Earth again. Yeah.
So whose side are you picking in the Monkey Civil War?
the monkeys or the apes?
The monkeys or the apes?
Yeah.
Apes, easy, bro. Monkeys are gonna get fucked up. They don't have no swag, bro.
They got agility, bro.
Dude, the chimps grab them out of fucking midair and just throw them on the floor.
But
and
to
beat
do
the
that
shit.
strategy, don't they need two?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do need to.
So they have power in numbers.
Yeah, but like after a while, dude, like your number's gonna get diminished because 2 chimps will kill you, and then little by little, you can't kill a chimp, bro. If you're a
But
Dude, this reminds me of Attack on Titan so much.
Here's
It's ridiculous.
The follow-up question to that: once they're done killing each other, are they coming after us?
no, they're gonna kill each other first.
They might try to come at
It's
us, but they
funny
wouldn't
that
go
a
too
human
far.
said that.
I mean,
They
like
kill each other first.
I mean, like realistically though, like unless they become like hyper intelligent and they're like, hey, look how they're living. They have shelter, they have food, they have all these things. You know, like they're not gonna come after us.
And you know what's crazy, bro? Like on this planet, like we only have to worry about our being at like the highest consciousness. What if on other planets there's like several of those?
Oh, like
You know
like
what I mean?
hyper intelligent beings.
Like yeah, like different species that were like had the same intelligence.
that'd be
Wouldn't that be
awesome.
trippy? Like what if we were competing, I guess, or hopefully living harmoniously, but if not,
Yeah.
like
We
competing
were. Then
with
something happened.
We
Like
just-
there's other like bipedal human like species, then they just all went extinct besides us and nobody knows what happened. So like we had then they said like some of the theories is it was like a mass genocide. Like we went and killed everybody. Or then a targeted virus came and didn't do anything to us or something like that.
it's kind of like Neanderthals, like
Well, yeah, I was saying, is that what you're talking about, like the separation between like modern man and Neanderthals?
No, it's not the missing step. It's just like we have evidence of these species existing, but they're just all gone.
Like giants.
Like know how we have like evidence of dinosaurs and they're just gone. We have evidence of these species, but they're just gone, and we don't know what happened.
Hopefully weather.
Honestly, it probably could have been from the Ice Age. But, like, because, I don't know, dude, like, giants used to be real. They find giant skeletons all the time
Yeah.
of, like, 8-foot people and shit like that. And, like...
But, I mean, we do get a lot of, like...
freaks.
Oh my God.
I was avoiding the
Oh,
word.
like, freaks of nature, like Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
And I think it's just
Yeah.
because, like, there was probably, like, a lot of...
Oh, my God.
Because I think in Norway, like, I think they have, like, 80% Neanderthal genes or some shit. Because I'm getting my DNA
Is
test.
that fact, bro?
I don't know, my dad
Is
told me
that
that. Because my dad thinks that me and my little brother are Neanderthals. 'Cause we're
Yeah.
just so fucked. Like, because he's humongous. And I'm just, like, I'm, like, bigger than the average guy, but I'm not, like, a fucking giant. And, like, I'm, like...
Goodness.
Also, you know what's kind of weird? My natural body temperature is, like, 96 degrees. Did you know that?
What is it supposed to be?
Like, 98.
Oh.
So I think I'm, like... That's why I'm, like... Dude.
I can't keep up with this. Where is this going?
No, because I think that I'm just built different. That's just the thing.
Where were we? Like,
No,
what?
like, genuinely. Like, I temped myself, and I was 96 degrees, and it's been happening my whole life.
But where were we, dude? Like, I don't.
Because there was a missing step, and I'm just like...
Angelo's the missing step?
Yeah. Because, here's the thing.
You said they were extinct.
Oh,
Obviously
I'm right
not.
damn.
Idiot.
Damn,
Yeah.
I guess I'm
He's been
wrong.
under your
dude.
nose the whole time.
I
Yeah,
guess everybody in the science community was absolutely wrong.
Yeah, 'cause
Wouldn't be the first time.
I guess you're
They
right.
just never met me, bro. They were just like, hey, there's like...
You remember in like the 1500s when they were like, oh, guess what? The universe revolves around us.
Yeah.
Idiots.
Hey, remember when they were like, oh yeah, the Earth is flat?
Yeah.
They still believe that.
Yeah.
That's actually true, though.
What? Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, because that's why you can't just be an airplane pilot.
my
You have to go to school, which is actually
let me
brainwashing.
ask you a question.
gosh.
Have you ever seen the Earth?
Yeah.
Oh, you've been to space and you've seen the Earth.
I've been at the edge of the.
Well, it looks like a
skyscraper.
hockey puck.
Have you really?
No, I haven't.
I was like, I've known you for almost 10 years and you never told me this shit, man.
Oh, dude.
Dude, how do you think humans would like attack, like, not necessarily attack, but how do you think humans would go about finding like other intelligent life?
Other intelligent life. Okay.
But on a-
Hold on.
Wait.
Overriding. There's something that we need to talk about. So, what was it? The satellite we launched into deep space, was it Voyager? Voyager, right?
Uh-huh.
On that is a golden disc, which contains like pieces of music, samples of like Earth. Little important thing called the coordinates to find our planet. We sent that into deep space in the 60s without even realizing what space was. The absolute balls on NASA, bro, to launch our coordinates into space.
Dude,
That's true.
Wait,
That's
Yeah.
so
Like,
wait.
Yeah.
what?
But, like, if you think about it, like in a warfare sense, and like
Yeah.
you're just like,
It's just
Yeah.
Well, that was like, that's when they were working on LSD and shit. They're like, yo, dude, I see in space. And they just sent it out. But, like, according to, like, the new coronavirus bill, like, we have to disclose all the information we know about aliens by the end of, like, July of this year. Or some shit like that. And we're just like, yo, like, no, what? I just want the 1,200. I don't want to know about the fucking aliens, you fuck. Like,
I
just give me
do.
money. I do, but, like, just tell me now. Like, why do you need till July, bro? But,
You gotta word it rightly.
I mean, what
Maybe,
if,
I don't know.
like, dude, like, there's aliens here. That's what you gotta say. And then we'll be like, are they the Chinese people? And then we're like, no. And they're like, okay. And then there's, like, why are you racist? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, the
It's just a
average
guess.
American.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. But, oh, someone just knocked. I don't know,
Nope.
dude. I feel like if that planet, like, if our planet was fucked up and that planet was, like, habitable and, like, it had a bunch of resources and shit that, like, are essential to humans, I don't know if we'd try to be nice to them.
I feel like we should, bro. Like,
Yeah, 100%. Because like you don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think that there's more that can be achieved when you have unity versus.
exactly.
It all depends on your perspective on it, because obviously, Sun Tzu said, all warfare is based. So if we fought, an alien civilization, there's the chance that we could, overtake them and then take their place and all this crazy stuff. Because war is great for expansion, but I think long term we'd be better off allied with aliens.
Yeah, because like, and I
For
think
sure.
I think that like if it's almost like
Yeah.
no one like when you're about to get like, okay, we all hate each other.
Is that piss?
Yeah.
Oh my god, we like all of our countries hate each other because we share like because we don't have like mutual interests and shit. But if we found like an alien planet, we'd be like, hold on.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't think we'd find it without them finding us first.
Well, the thing is bold of us to assume
It depends.
It does depend.
It's bold of us to assume that people are actually decent human beings and would put aside
Or they're
their
even
differences
people.
for a
Dude,
common
they could
goal.
be like floating
Like,
blobs. You know what I'm saying? Like they could just be like some crazy.
Most
shit.
likely, the first extraterrestrial life is probably going to be like an animal,
Yeah.
like some, like or
Or a bacteria.
like
Or
a
bacteria,
bacteria,
yeah,
like
fungus.
the extremophiles,
Yeah.
the bacteria that lives in the most like extreme,
Yeah,
Like stuff you
like
see
the
living at the
boiling,
bottom of the
like-
ocean and like,
like the
boiling vents and
like
stuff
the
like
shit
that.
that you see in the mantle and
Yeah.
shit like
Have you
that.
guys seen like those theories about like there's aliens in our government and shit like that? There's aliens among us, like the tall whites.
Those aren't theories.
Yeah, I mean like we probably already found extraterrestrial life, bro. Like we've all seen that shit before, especially here, dude. Like you're gonna sit here and tell me that you don't believe in aliens when you live in New Mexico, bro? We're surrounded by them. It's true though. Like I remember my dad almost sued the school because I read an alien book and couldn't sleep for 3 weeks.
Is that true?
That's real life.
You know what fucked me up? Fourth Kind fucked me up.
Dude, same. When people ask me what's the scariest movie I've seen, that's usually my answer.
Dude, we watched that. Told you this off
Is this a
camera,
food
but
dummy?
like, we watched that on the way to Roswell.
I thought I found a food gummy.
We watched that on the way to Roswell, and like I was just like, it was my
Of
brother and
course
his
you
friend.
did. Of course you
It was my brother and his friend, and it's like I was like a little kid, didn't even like scary movies. I was just stuck in the car, just like watching it.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember like one time, dude, I swear we thought we saw a UFO here. Like when I first came out here. And then I feel like I saw another one when I was in California.
Yeah, I'm not I was never afraid of like aliens even when I was a kid. What terrified me more than that was just the understanding of like the absolute nothingness of space.
How were you that smart as a kid? Because I was retarded.
I wanted to be actually I wanted to be a paleontologist when I was a kid. But
Yeah.
then I realized that that's
Well, I'm just gonna go dig for.
no, but
20 years.
I loved astronomy. I had a telescope. I was like a real nerdy kid, but just trying to conceptualize how big space is,
Mhm.
and there's nothing out there. It's just long treks of just empty.
No, it's
Yeah.
And like, I don't know what it is. I'm not like claustrophobic, but I definitely feel something when there is just a large vacuum of just like nothing. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Well, we're just like, we're so stupid. Like we don't comprehend.
It's
Like not like a personal dig on any of you guys, but like the human brain is so
Well,
fucking
I think
limited.
I think I've talked about this before. It's like the football field analogy. You take one football field, you understand what that is. You take 100 of them, you start to lose the concept of how big that is.
Yeah.
Now take billions of them, that's space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like it's like the same thing with animals, dude. Because I'm like because crocodiles are humongous, and like it's hard to conceptualize like the bite force because they have like the
Yeah.
strongest bite force of like all of nature at like
Yeah, and
1200
Steve
psi.
Irwin made them his bitch.
Yeah. Then he got killed by a sea dildo.
got killed by a stingray that's responsible for thousands of deaths a year, dude.
My friend got
Okay.
stung by a stingray.
That stingray is also responsible for breaking my heart.
I remember when he died, my mom called Jose, my older brother, into like the living room, and he just cried. And I just looked at him
I
down
was
the hallway.
I was in line.
Dang,
I was in
bro.
line to go to Cliffs when I got the news that Steve Irwin died when I was a kid. And Cliffs is a local amusement park for those of you who don't live in New Mexico.
Yeah, if you want to make money, get on one of the rides. It'll fall off. You'll die.
But anyway,
Get a couple thousand.
I was in line to go there, and I got the news. I don't remember. I think it was my mom that told me. She's like, "Oh, honey, like we just heard that Steve Irwin died," and I was like, shook.
I wanted to go beat the shit out of the
I
stingray.
didn't have fun that day.
I remember like because when I lived in California,
I was so mad. I was like angry, crying in line.
when I lived in Vallejo, there was like this big ass amusement park there. It's called, I think it's Six Flags now, but it used to be Discovery Cove, and they had like fucking like stingrays like in a little thing you can touch. And I remember there was hella kids just staring at them like pissed off, and I was staring at it pissed off too. And I was like, "Oh fuck you up! Don't ever forget that." I was like 4th grade. That was
I remember for like the longest time after that, it was like just a meme, just like to like step at a stingray. Like, Steve Irwin sent me, or like this is for Steve.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if like aliens see us and they're like, "Oh, these are Beastmasters."
These are what?
Beastmasters. Like, you know, like what if they look at us and they're like, "Dude, look at him! Like he's just like
Like
he's
an
just
alien does not understand the concept of riding a horse. They're like,
They
what is
don't-
he doing?
Yeah, because we don't know, like,
What is he
because
doing?
they could just be like so far advanced that they like forgot, like, it's
Or
just,
maybe
like,
all they have is like giant worms that just eat you.
yeah, like rockworms and Gears of War. Yeah, and it's like because we don't know like what their life is like because we're so used to it here. Like, imagine like if like aliens are so far advanced in like certain areas, but they're like in the Stone Ages in regards to us.
That's another possibility.
Yeah.
Because then they're like
That's why there's nobody. We haven't discovered anything because. they're
But it's
all-
also like the concept of
Primitive
infinity,
species.
bro, is like there could be so much living
Yeah.
stuff, but like way far away. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
it's so hard to think about that kind of shit, dude. Because like if we're like this, like we're nothing
Mhm.
really, and like all of our problems that seem this big are really like microscopic.
Dude, that's why perspective is so important.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think a lot of things are all about perspective. Because when you,
when
especially,
you have perspective, you gain the ability to. I think one of the most important distinctions I've ever made in my life is choosing my battles, because some things are just not worth fighting over,
I like to die,
and
on
not to
stupid
like give
hills.
up and be like, oh, I'm not gonna do that, but like, that's not worth it. Whatever.
Dude, it's so weird when you become like self-aware. Like, I mean, maybe I'm just I'm fucked up in the head, but like, I like kind of just drift through life and just like not absorbing anything, and then sometimes I feel like I get grounded and I start to think about all the things around me. I'm like, whoa, dude.
Yeah,
And I didn't even- and I
it's
didn't-
happening again.
What?
Ah. So I took a nap before I came here, and I got out of bed, and I stood up, and both my feet went numb at the same time, and they're doing it again.
Whoa, bro.
Yeah, but like, and I don't even like do drugs, so it's like really trippy. Like, I'm just
Yeah.
like, because I don't know if it's like anxiety or something, but I'm like, holy shit, like. Like sometimes I just think about like what's going on.
Well,
in my life.
sometimes you just go on autopilot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm
Because like
just-
autopilot's easy. It's what you know.
Yeah,
You know.
like you just get caught up in the routines of life.
But I will
Then-
say, bro, like, sorry to interrupt. I was just gonna say with some drugs, bro, like I think that's a very beneficial part of them is they give you a wide perspective. Like if you're so used to living in one spectrum, it shows you that there's like that's not all that there is. You know what I mean?
But on the contrary, you can also achieve these things without drugs.
That's what I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And like, because when I was watching those animal videos, I was like, damn, like nature's beautiful, bro. Like,
Dude,
Yeah,
I remember
it's
the
like-
first time I cried about the universe was I was just like sitting in my room talking to one of my friends I had him over for like a weekend, and I was just sitting there talking to him, and we were just talking about like space,
yeah.
and I started crying. I was like, that is so much. Like it's all out there. It's huge. I can't even wrap my head around it. I live on Earth.
Yeah.
I've seen like 0.0000001% of everything.
Yeah, it's like, also it's weird. Like another realization that's weird to have is like you have control over like everything in your life for the most part.
So
Like-
this is what fucked me up as a kid. Was like, I grew up pretty controlled, so like, I always had that mindset. But when I realized that like there's shit like out of my control, then you take another step, there's shit out of like humanity's control, I'd fucking lose it. Like fucking like I was thinking like when I was a kid, like, and no, how many like false articles would you see that's like, oh, a meteor's gonna hit Earth, and it's
Yeah.
like huge. Every time I saw those, it was a panic attack, dude.
Just you're like, there's nothing I can do about
Yeah,
it.
I was
You're
just like, there's nothing we can do. We're dead. Oh, fucking, or like then like when global warming first came a thing, and I didn't know
Oh my
anything
gosh.
about it, and like they're like, this is the consequences. And I was like freaking out. I was like,
You're like, what consequences? I didn't do that.
It's weird, though. But like, there honestly that you can prevent a lot of shit. Like, if a meteor's coming, bro, why don't we just shoot a nuke at it? Ronald Reagan was talking about that shit.
You can't shoot a nuke at it. It's not equipped for
Ronald-
space.
bro.
First of all, it's not equipped for space. Even if it does break apart, what are you gonna do? Send radioactive rock towards Earth, dude?
You
can do something.
You just went.
You gotta do something.
You just went from an extinction level event to multiple extinction level events.
You have to like get like a net or something and switch its trajectory. Like just flip it a
Well,
little bit. Like
There's just a trebuchet out in space that just catches rocks and swings them
Dude,
around.
honestly, you just
giant-
gotta send like. That's why we need those Neanderthal genes, bro. You just get up there and just like, and just like push it out of the way, or just like. You know, I mean, like, listen, like, you can do anything in the world, okay? Like, if you want, let me tell you something. If you want to get rich, you can do that shit. If you want to be a fucking alien, you can do that shit. If you want to fucking stand here and put your toes together and fucking hold hands with your feet, you can do that shit.
Not to be a downer.
If you wanna eat ranch-
Not to be a downer, I really don't want you to out it as, like, a nihilist, but, like, one of the harsh realities of life is, like, realizing that you can't.
Yeah.
Like,
You can do whatever you want. Like, up to, like, certain things. Okay, listen, let me tell you something. Everything that you do, every day, this is going to sound like one of those fucking buff dudes that's always like, you can do anything, you can be the man. Like, you can't. Listen, let me tell you something. Genetics, you're fat, like me. And that's okay. Because you want to know why? When the fucking ice age comes and all these fucking jamooks are like, oh, you can still survive, just work out. You'll die, because I'll fucking eat you.
They're
Go
just-
back to cannibalism.
they're just going to hide inside
So you will eat them.
Yeah, to prove a point. But that's not survival, that's to prove a point.
It has nothing to do with morality, but everything to do with hubris.
With
I see.
With clout. Because I want to reproduce with women. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I got a little worked up. I'm not gonna lie. But like,
It's those Neanderthal genes, bro.
yeah, dude, because I want to hit somebody with a fucking stick and just eat them.
Excuse me?
If it got cold enough, I might start doing weird shit. I don't fucking know. Like I said, I've never been in that
We've had
situation.
a complete reversal of your beliefs on eating people.
But because here's the thing, I don't know where I stand with anything.
That's a bold assertion, but I'm glad you know that.
Because like I became self-aware. I'm like I don't know anything, and I don't know, like I know what I know that's not true.
Okay.
Everything that I know is not real
Go
because
on a-
it's all fake.
Go on a good soul search. Go on a good deep dive.
I
Just
really-
like sit
Go-
with yourself for like 24 hours and just think, what do I believe?
Go
I
and
really
take a
need-
walk on the lake, dude.
I really need to do that because I feel like I don't ever, like I hang out with a lot of my like I say crazy shit
Foundations are important. Foundations are very important because you need to figure out who you are and go from there.
because I don't know. I really don't. I don't know what I want in life. All I want, I think I want, is just money so I can just buy shit for people. But I don't even know if I want that. I don't know if I want to be a nomad and just fucking eat roots and shit my whole life. I don't know what I want. I don't know if I want to be a soldier and kill motherfuckers, say fuck ISIS and throw a grenade at people. I don't know.
I'd say that's okay because you're still young.
Yeah, I'm like 21, but I feel like at 16 I had a better idea of what I wanted to do with my
Here's
life.
this.
Because
But-
I
But
didn't.
at
is
16, you were an
changed.
idealist and you
Because-
didn't understand how the world worked.
But I didn't. It was easier to be dumb, because the more I try to like progress myself mentally, like the more I realize that I'm retarded and I just hate it. I'm like, damn, dude, like.
But it's all about perspective because
Mhm.
you look at yourself now compared to where you were.
Hmm.
That's the important thing. As long as there is growth,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how minuscule, as long as there is growth, you
Uh-huh.
can look back and say, I've done something.
I feel like I have grown a lot because I look at myself at 2017 and I was like, what did you know? Nothing. You didn't know anything.
Yeah.
Like you've never fucking like done anything crazy in your life, like. Because, like, I think, like, the turning point of me realizing that I've, like, you have more control than you think is, like, when I just quit my job and started working at fucking, like,
Mhm.
I just became, like, a nomad or something. I don't know. I was just doing everything. Like, every day was, like, a new adventure for me because I didn't have a job and I was just trying to find ways to make money. And then now, I'm in a stable job again and I'm like, huh, what's stopping me from doing that again? I don't know. Because, like, even, like, in regards to, like, relationships, I'm just, like, I was so stupid. I wanted to beat the shit out of myself because I would always go for women who did not like me, and that was like the best part. Because I'd be like, oh, they don't want me. I'm gonna try to win. It never worked. It never worked. I spent thousands of dollars on bitches that never gave me a hug. I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
Never give me a hug.
I was such a simp. Such a simp, bro.
You were a simp before there was even a. Oh,
Yeah, I'm like
man.
I wrote a song called Simpin', and I just in like 2017 I never released it because I was like, this is too hurtful.
Little did you know.
Little did I know.
Little did you know.
And like I don't know if it's just a part of growing older, but like you start
Yes.
to know more things, and you're like, damn, dude, like I don't know. It's
Like,
just, it's just weird, man.
Let me. without like trying to stroke my ego or say like, oh, I'm such a great person now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me now, starting with like the quarter end of last year to today, is a radically different person than I was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And that blows my mind.
And that's what I meant.
Because I always thought like, I'm gonna stay the same forever. That's not how that works. You change as a person. Fundamentally, you may remain the same person. You can be interacted with the same as you always have, but you change. You really do. The more you know.
Yeah.
It's the moral of the story. The more you know.
That's when I met you. Was 3 years ago, and I was insane.
I was insane.
I was insane. Like I would say the craziest shit to everyone.
Same.
And like now, like I still say crazy shit, but
I
I'm
used
like,
to outpace Angelo as far as the crazy factor.
bro, I was literally psychotic. Like I would say the craziest shit. I'm like, do you want to know why they call me Batman? Because I fuck bats, and I'd say that at work, just the craziest shit. And then I would just like talk like Mickey Mouse and be like, well, I'll suck the fart out of your ass for $1. And that would be goofy. I'm like, he'll just say, I'll just be crazy like that. And I guess like I've always been like that because I was talking to like a childhood friend of mine, which really put another shit in perspective. Like I've always been like that. Like I'm reserved in like class and shit, but as soon as I got out to the playground, just insanity would just like break out. And like teachers would yell at me and I would just tone them out. I'm like, you're not real to me. And I would just keep running.
Not real.
And I would just keep running, dude. And it was crazy. And I was still fat. I don't know. It's just so weird, like, because I don't remember a lot of my childhood. So when I heard that, I was like, damn, I don't remember any of that. You know?
I'm not, no.
I wish I had like a video of myself as a child to like look back on and like see what my life was like before.
Just document yourself. Hey, this is a cool thing that we're doing right now. Because whether or not this gets anywhere, like what we're doing with Sock Drawer, what we're doing with the Mudpit, you know, the links that we're getting, the people that we're meeting, the things that we're learning, the things that we're doing, all of this is being documented.
Honestly, I hope.
And we have it forever.
30 years from now.
30 years from now, we can look back at this and say, whatever, at the end of it, you know? Like, this is cool that we're doing this because we're going to see growth.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, when I'm 40, I hope I look back on this and I hope I found myself by then. Because if I'm still walking around like fucking, like, I'm going to be so mad.
Don't overthink it.
I'm not overthinking it, but I know like you don't stop developing until you're like 25.
Well, dude, you really don't ever stop developing.
Yeah. Or like
You know what I
mentally,
mean?
like my mental capacity right now is dog shit.
Well, I'd say change. If I can get real serious with you.
Oh yeah.
Change your perspective of trying to find like yourself and like who you're supposed to be.
Uh-huh.
Be okay with who you are right now and seek to improve.
Yeah.
Like
Damn.
there's a lot of truth in
Sound
like
advice.
living in the moment. Whereas you can say like, oh well, if you live in the moment, you don't plan for the future. But it's like, but you also need to accept who you are at the moment. Because if you can't love yourself, you can't do anything.
Because I think I know one of my biggest problems is like I live in the future, but then I like regret the past because like I leave all like so I'm in the future right now and then like I'm mad about like what I didn't do in the past, but right here it's like I'm in the future and the past at the same time.
Well, it's like you have an opportunity to break the cycle.
Yeah, I know, and like that's like the hardest thing because I know what I have to do, but I just don't have like I don't ever execute.
If you overthink stuff, like if you go, say you're mad about the past, then like you're going and you're thinking about the future and you're stressing about the future because you're so mad about the past.
Yeah, then you're
gonna trip over yourself and you're gonna fuck up. Then that's gonna be the point that you're gonna be like, oh, well, I fucked up here, so it's just gonna.
You take it day by day till the Lord takes you.
Yeah, I've seen too many people fall into ruts where they beat themselves up so much because they're like, oh, I'm a failure, oh, I can't do this, oh, I can't, such an awful human being. It's like, no, stop believing the lies that you're telling yourself.
Yeah, because the person who knows you the best is yourself, and that's also like your worst critic. Because you can like, someone can be like, oh, I'm a failure, and you'd be like, no, you're not. But like in their own head, they are because they know like. What they like, they know what they want and they know what they have. You know what I mean? For themselves, you know. And like, I feel like that's why a lot of rich people are so like depressed, you know, because they're like, you have everything. Like, I have nothing. Like with all the things surrounding me, I'm still alone inside.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, because like material things, they're only good for a few minutes. Like I even noticed that now. Like retail therapy, like I would try to buy shit and I'd feel good for a little while, but then after a while, it's just another thing like in your house, like cluttering you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I just threw a bunch of shit out today.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. I'm coming up on a move right now, and Honestly, I cannot wait to get out of the apartment that I'm in right now, just because like I'm ready for a fresh start. I'm absolutely ready for that, and I'm just gonna throw away like half the stuff I own that I don't use, because I got a closet full of stuff that like I don't use. I'm either gonna donate it or throw it away if it's trash. Like,
And that's
I don't
also
need all
like the fresh start thing is weird too because like when I'm starting like a new job, like a career, like a real career in like I think May. And I the other day I was walking to my car, I was like, holy shit, like this is like one of the last times I'll ever walk to my car, you know, from this job. And like I'm gonna start a new career and like who knows what that's gonna entail, you know, because like everything I've ever wanted, like I could get, you know, starting with that, like in regards to like material things. But then, like I just said, like who knows if that's even gonna make a difference. Like I'm still gonna be the same person, just in a different pair of shoes or fucking different car, you know. Granted, that'll help my ego. I'm not gonna lie, because I got a fucked up looking car right now, bro. And I swear, every time I drive around with my girlfriend, I'm like, damn, I look like a fucking jamook.
Me too.
Yeah, and it's
So
like,
your ego, or you're just trying to look good?
yeah, I want to look good because it helps.
Everybody wants to look
Yeah,
good.
because like
Everybody wants to look good.
Dude, you guys had me doing this podcast and this stuff, and I'm not happy about it. But here I am. Let's end it. We're 40 minutes in.
damn.
Tom, do you have anything you want to add? We've kind of like we invited you on, and then
I just
Angela
talked to
Well,
him.
dude,
It's just
sometimes
kinda
like
hard
you take the role as being an observer when it's necessary.
I feel that.
I should do
I feel
that.
that.
I feel like
The
I,
big-
Moral of the
big dog.
story: sometimes you just gotta shut up and let it happen.
Exactly.
listen to me. I'll do all the talking, so you can shut up. I'm just kidding. Not you personally, but
We'll see
All right, love
you
you.
Next time.
Next time.
yeah.